let's all get started. Hello, everyone. We are really excited to share with you our very exciting lineup of updates today. My name is Helena. With me today is Matthew. Both of us are from Front's education and community team. We're the ones who work on Front Academy and Front Community. And hopefully you're already familiar with those resources, but if not, a quick summary. Front Academy is an on-demand course library. It's full of all the topics you need to get Front up and running, as well as keep you updated on all the new features and workflow possibilities that you have in Front. And then also Front Community. Want to zoom in a little bit into that. I just posted the link in the chat. It's a one-stop shop for all our resources. It includes Front Academy, which I just mentioned, and a few features I do want to highlight are that they're super popular with our users. One, weekly live office hours. If you didn't know this, we have live Q&A sessions every week to talk about any Front questions you have or any workflows you want to set up. We're constantly hearing from other users as well, how much they learn from their fellow users that come and share their tips too. Secondly, we have an ideas board where you can submit feature requests. Our product team is regularly reviewing these to understand what our users are looking for. And thirdly, we also have a ton of discussion spaces where you can ask questions directly to our team. Our team is in there answering stuff every single day. And also fellow Front users are sharing their tips as well. And there's so much more there that you can find, like a federated search that's going to search across all of our educational resources, including our help center, our API docs, etc. You can find beta groups to join there for early feature releases. So definitely bookmark this as your main go-to resource whenever you need an answer about Front. All right, and then lastly, real quick, we have some exciting new and upcoming resources from the Front team that we want to share with you. The first is a brand new report we've released. This is a proprietary report that Front conducted survey on. We surveyed 4,500 professionals and what they're looking for in support and service. We're hoping that this will give insight into the whole customer experience field and how to better serve our customers. We're all kind of trying to, have the same goal. So here's the link to that report. It's out now. You can download it and learn all the things that we've been able to learn. And also upcoming, we have a new webinar with one of our 2025 Front Game Changer Award winners, Uber Freight. We're going to cover how they streamline workflows and respond faster, and how they improve customer satisfaction with Front. I'm sure you're going to be able to find features and workflows they share that are transferable to your business as well. So I'm going to pop that link in the chat as well for you to sign up if you're interested in that live webinar happening next week. Okay, so we do have lots to share with you today about our new features and roadmap, so let's get started. I know you're going to have some detailed questions about the features we talk about, which we love getting. So please post those in the Zoom Q&A. We're going to answer all of the questions in Front Community after we get the proper input from our product team directly. So what you'll want to do is subscribe to this post in Front Community that I just put in the chat. There's a subscribe button at the bottom of that post. You're going to get an email notification when we post the recording and when we post all the Q&A answers. So send that, if you have other teammates that might be interested in the recording or seeing the Q&As, please send this link to them as well. And now I've done enough talking. Matt, I'm going to hand over the show to you to present to our audience the newest released features and our upcoming roadmap. So all yours, Matt.
Wonderful. Thank you, Helena. So I do want to just give a quick agenda of what we'll be covering during this session here today. If you are brand new to this, we like to do these webinars once about every 3 months to show you what our team has not only recently released, but what we're working on. So you might be familiar with my voice with this format from a few months ago, but we're super excited if you are brand new to this format. Really, what we're going to do is first walk through the focus areas of our product team for the last quarter. So a little bit of context and background here at Front. Our Q1 runs from February until April. So if you see things that say Q1 release, usually the idea is those releases are supposed to be done before the end of April. Next, we're going to go through our roadmap. on those different focus areas, as well as recent improvements that we have actually launched over the past few months. And we'll do a quick wrap up, just again, some reminders for all of you. Before diving into what our team has built, I do want to just have a quick safe harbor statement to let you know that what we're showing here is really just an outline of our general product direction. It is intended for informational purposes only and not to be incorporated into any contract. So really, we want to make sure that while these are things that our team is building currently and planning on releasing here in the next few weeks, if not have already released, that we want to make sure that you're not purchasing Front directly or solely based on what you're seeing here. Again, these are things that our team is currently working on, but we do have sole discretion to make changes to what is being presented. So let's go ahead and dive right in with our focus areas for Q1. Some of these might actually look familiar to you if you were joining us in January with our focus areas for Q4, but here we have 5 different focus areas. So first is a modernized UX. So Front is investing in modernizing our UX to simplify how information is presented to you and your teams so that you can all act faster. Second, this comes at no surprise for those of you who joined in January, ticketing. So we're going to continue to invest in Front as your ticketing platform, including our portal, bulk replies, task management to help you resolve and track issues. Third, self-service support. So really improving our chatbot capabilities to include that outbound messaging and mobile SDKs for scalable self-service. Fourth, AI and automation. You have all heard AI buzzwords all over the place, but here we'll talk about Front's new AI-powered agent assistants and insights to help boost the efficiency of your team. And lastly, a few omnichannel integrations that we want to chat about with you today. So including deeper voice integrations as well as WhatsApp to improve your Front's ability to talk to these integrations so that you can accomplish more directly from Front without having to switch tools. So starting with that first category of our modernized UX, we have a fresh new look that our team is working on to make sure that your interface is not only sleeker and streamlined, but that your agents are able to act faster within Front. And this really falls into 3 different areas. So first, having a more intuitive experience. So that way your team can focus on what they need to faster. We want to enhance efficiency of your teams by making sure that Front scales with you and your team as your businesses grow. So with this will come a more flexible design that will adapt to your workflows. And really, when we think about this, that is helping you build for scale so that as you are growing your team, your business, Front is easier for all of your agents to use. These improvements will ensure that Front remains a powerful and efficient tool, both now as well as in the future. So diving into what these actually look like, first, we have a simplified conversation header. So while you might see these designs are not final, hopefully you can kind of see a difference in the before and after here. So the before up at the top, some of you, we've gotten the feedback over years that it might be hard to find some of the context about a conversation, but now with our after redesign, it is going to be condensed into a more compact, easily readable version to reduce some of that clutter. While this design is not final, we would actually love your thoughts, reactions, feedbacks on these changes. Feel free to put them in the chat. If you're liking what you see here, we will make sure that we'll bring this to our PMs and our product team. In addition to a simplified conversation header, we're also going to be launching full conversation details in the side panel. So to see these conversation properties, you'll be able to have that collapsible side panel, which will include a list of tags, objects, pinned comments, and link conversations. So again, this is a work in progress on this design here. So feel free to let us know in the chat if you like it, any thoughts that you have that are top of mind for our product team. And I do actually see some questions in the chat. Please make sure to go ask those in the Q&A section, so that way we have just an easy list for all of those questions. Next, we do have a few planned UX improvements for H1. So our H1 is really going to be ending in July. So first phase is actually streamlining our conversation header and new side panel, so what we showed just now. Second phase is improving our AI assist access. And phase 3 is easier conversation skimming. So what we've seen is just that first phase. We do want to show you this sneak peek of how this rolls into these larger improvements through July. As I mentioned, we are striving to keep front fresh and modern. We believe that these changes are the right investments to improve your user experience even more. While these details are subject to change, we wanted to share this early view with you. So that way, if you do have feedback, if you have concerns, keep them in the chat. And as we make updates, we will notify you in advance to make sure that there's no disruption. The next category we have, one of these main goals, these main pillars, is ticketing. So workflow enhancements, analytics, and all new customer portal to power your process. First, starting with seamless incident management. We will be introducing bulk reply this quarter, which lets you easily follow up with customers who all experience the same problem. So this will enable a smoother workflow for your support agents. So instead of having to follow up with these customers individually, you'll actually be able to multi-select and send a single reply to everyone who had the same experience. So you can actually see here from this image, being able to select all of those conversations, that all of those tickets that had the same incident, being able to reply to all of them. In Q1, we'll also be launching the ability to have internal tasks so you can manage those next steps. Tickets often require multiple steps and actions to complete. Sometimes these steps result in actions that need to be done by separate teams or even separate individuals. So in Q1, our new task management solution will help your team organize and streamline the solution of customer issues so that you can actually resolve these inquiries even faster. This can be used actually with or without ticketing enabled. Third, we will be launching customizable portal submission forms. So since we actually launched our customer portal, we have heard lots of great feedback from all of you. And now you will actually be able to have your admins customize what data they want to collect from customers when they submit a request. We will be supporting multiple forms, short texts, paragraphs, drop-down fields, multiple choice, and much more. You can kind of see a quick sample design here. So this way you can really customize the information that your team needs to get when a customer is actually submitting a request through your portal. We will be launching very, very soon, actually, the auto close tickets and conversations. I think this is actually set to launch here in the next week or so. This is a way that will allow you to actually automatically close a ticket after a set time period of your choosing. So 5 days, 10 days, a custom amount of time. That way, conversations can't be reopened, which help ensure more accurate resolution analytics. So if a customer replies after a ticket is closed, it will actually be split into a new ticket. And then that way you don't have to have kind of this tracking between analytics. Of course, our team will be able to help assist thinking through, should we never close it? Should we close it after 5 days? What does that look like? What does that mean for analytics? So once this is released, feel free to reach out to us with questions as it relates to your own analytics. A few additional improvements that our team will be making when it comes to ticketing is that we will actually be able to create custom ticket statuses per inbox. Something that has actually recently been released here in the past few weeks is displaying custom ticket statuses in the customer portal. So as you all might be aware, we did recently release those custom ticket statuses. Now those are live inside of Front's customer portal. And you soon will be able to create a customer portal without needing a specific knowledge base. You've heard me kind of allude to this, so I want to make sure that for those of you who are not aware of front ticketing or what we recently released, what we just showed is everything that is supposed to be released here in the next few weeks. But I do want to take a minute for those of you who might not have been familiar with what we've released over the past few months. First, starting with custom ticket statuses for granular tracking. So this feature allows admins to actually set custom ticket statuses for open, waiting, and resolved. That way they can better determine what action is needed. So it's going to build on top of our existing ticket functionality. And that way you may be able to build those custom ticket statuses like waiting for customer, waiting for legal, when things are not just kind of set as in that waiting, you actually have more granular status for these different ticket items. We've also recently released the out-of-the-box resolution analytics. So all of you, if you are in Front today and you go to analytics, you will see this resolution report for those inboxes where you have enabled your ticketing status. As you've heard me talk about, we've released our customer portal. You've actually seen some of the updates that we will be making with those custom forms. But this is something that is currently open for all of you to actually start to leverage, to basically have users submit tickets directly through this portal. You'll be able to customize everything from those ticket fields and colors to logos, basically to help match your company branding. And then, as we've mentioned, what we are going to be releasing here in the next few weeks are going to be those custom forms and submission requests. And just to follow up on that, here is where a customer will be able to check the status of their requests without actually needing to contact your support team or your team at all. They will be able to see the status of all of their tickets. The next pillar of focus for our product team is going to be self-service support. So really new chatbot capabilities to help your teams scale. First, we are going to be launching the ability to proactively engage users with chat. So you will be able to actually send outbound messaging to deliver real-time updates, target users based on behavior, reduce inbound volume, which will help transform your front chat into a powerful tool for proactive engagement to ultimately drive results. So with this proactive messaging, you'll actually be able to do things like pushing a message in real time. So let's say you are launching a feature, you have a promotion, maybe there's an urgent service disruption happening right now. You can proactively push that via chat to all of your users, whether on your website or directly in app. You'll also be able to reach the right audience. So you'll be able to target users based on behavior and context. That way, instead of having to push something to every single type of user, you can make sure that you're reaching the right audience for who needs to receive what message you're sending. This is also a way to help reduce inbound volume. So oftentimes what can happen during an outage, you have hundreds of customers writing in to say, hey, this doesn't work, what's going on? Now you can proactively send this message to say, hey, we have a service outage or a disruption. This way, instead of having to turn all of those into inbound tickets, you can help prevent some of that frustration and free up your team's ability to focus on maybe some more complex interactions that they're having. Also with chat, you will start to be able to pull information from other systems directly into your chat. You will see up here in the top right corner, this actually released here about 2 weeks ago. So this is live now since kind of making this presentation. So you are able to pull in third-party systems into chat conversations to provide real-time updates. So for many of you, you might be familiar that we released connectors last summer. Now we're bringing the capabilities of these connectors directly into chat. So you can pull in that third-party information, such as order information, shipping information, booking info, just as a few examples. You can pull in those statuses or that information to give an update to the actual end user who is chatting in with your team. In the future, we will be adding the ability to take action in those other systems as well, such as depending on what's happening in chat, you might be able to actually modify or cancel an order directly. I do quickly just want to mention that we are working on building mobile SDKs for seamless in-app chat. So basically, you'll be able to easily add front chat to your mobile app, both with native iOS and Android SDKs. So this way you can actually offer real-time support to customers in both platforms, whichever platform they are using. And do want to end on a few more enhancements that our team is working on. So the first is actually allowing chat agents to end a chat and notify them when those customers leave a conversation. So that way they can actually see directly inside front, hey, Matthew has left the conversation. This way we can think about what is the best way to follow up if a follow-up is needed. We'll also soon be launching the ability to branch by custom fields for more powerful routing logic directly inside of your chatbots. Much like we talked about in ticketing, I do want to talk about what we've recently released as it relates to some of our self-service support features. First is actually the access control for our knowledge base. So this is basically a way that you have the ability to enforce login requirements for your knowledge base, giving you greater control over who can actually access your content. So really, this is ideal for keeping your information secure, ensuring that only specific groups like an education team or like a knowledge base team can actually not only manage and edit this, but also you have people who can only view certain knowledge base articles. A few other recent enhancements to our knowledge base that are currently live is that customers can rate the helpfulness of each of the articles, and you can actually set reminders to update your content. So something that can be super helpful for your teams to say, hey, it's been 6 months, you should probably look at this to make sure that everything is up to date. As it relates to chat and self-service, you may have been able to see recently that we now have support for multiple chat conversations. So that way users will be able to engage in multiple open conversations with your support team, making it easier for them to manage separate issues at the same time. So whether they need to address different problems or have different follow-ups, this can actually create those separate chat conversations, not only for your customer, but also for your team. So that way you can really keep track of what conversations have been resolved and what are those ongoing conversations that your team is still working on. We also have deeper understanding for chatbot performance. So basically, these conversation flows help track the drop-off and key metrics within chatbot interactions through path analysis. So this analysis can actually help identify potential bottlenecks, find areas of improvement, optimize and refine your chatbot to make sure that those customers that you're interacting with are able to get through that full flow. Or if you are seeing those high drop-off rates, maybe you need to say, hey, we probably need to make some adjustments if no one is passing to the next step for us. We also very recently, kind of I think in January here, we released multiple sources for AI answers. So now you can select many different knowledge bases for different products, services, partners, and AI is going to pull from all of those. This way you can increase the breadth of topics that your AI agent can actually deflect for those individuals who are writing into you. So you can actually see here, we want to select all knowledge sources. Maybe it's just a front knowledge base. Maybe it's an external source. In the past, it was only one source. Now you can actually leverage multiple sources for AI answers. And lastly here, just a few more improvements that our team has recently released. We do support hyperlinks in chatbot messages, and analytics updates will showcase bot performance trends over time. Won't spend too much here, as I know you all are excited about what is new, but if you do have any questions, feel free to let us know in the chat. Next, want to talk about the AI and automation that our team is working on to help your team resolve issues faster and improve your processes. Starting with auto review tickets with Smart QA. So Smart QA is our new add-on that's actually going to be coming this spring to be released here in the next few weeks. It's going to help all of you as support leaders get more complete objective view of agent performance with basically AI-powered QA. Smart QA is going to help auto-generate scorecards to reduce these manual ticket audits that you might have had to do in the past to help your QA process become more efficient. So because each of these tickets is going to be automatically scored, you'll be able to get instant insights on service quality for that faster agent feedback loop without having to do kind of these long reviews that you might have had to do in the past. So I do just want to make a quick statement here that these scorecards will be available on all text-based channels. For now, they are not going to be available on voice channels. We will talk about voice here in a little bit and what updates we have there, but just want to make a note here that this is going to be just for text-based channels for now. Alongside of building out this Smart QA is going to be an ability to actually customize your QA scorecard. So you'll be able to take ownership and control of that QA process by choosing the metrics that matter most to your business from our metrics library. So such as tone, professionalism, personalization, really you'll be able to customize this scorecard to suit your needs when doing your Smart QA audits. And alongside with building out that Smart QA, we are going to be launching these IQS trends inside analytics. So this way, kind of that traditional process of auditing a handful of conversations, you might not get that complete information on really all of the conversations that are coming in. Now, with Smart QA inside analytics, you will get coverage on all of those closed tickets across channels. You can add those layers and those filters that you would want to inside of analytics. This way you can generate those reports to help track and understand your team performance and service quality over time. I do want to mention that we are also going to be, this is actually some feedback from all of you. We've heard this a lot about building SLA rules by resolution time. So ever since releasing our resolution report, we are now adding a new way to set SLA targets for time to resolve. So that front can help prioritize work based on any task resolution time. So traditionally, SLAs have only been able to be related to time to reply. Now we are going to be launching here in the next few weeks the ability to add the time to resolve. So this way, it's not just about replying, but it is about building SLAs for waiting for those tickets that might be either open or in a waiting or a custom status to actually turn into resolution. I do want to spend a moment here to talk about what we have recently released as it relates to AI and automation. First, with AI Assist. So many of you have probably already seen this inside your front here as you're opening your computer, as you're working every day. So basically, AI Assist is built around suggesting replies, which can help leverage past similar conversations or even your front knowledge base to generate a message draft. You can then edit it. You'll be able to see which sources contributed to that reply. But this is just a way to help speed up your teams to make sure that they can very quickly reply to conversations with this AI Assist. And lastly, something that has been super, super popular since release here just a few months ago is our rule tester. So basically, you can test rules out as you build them. What you will be able to, what you can already start doing, excuse me, is that when you are building a rule, you can take conversation IDs to see if that rule is actually going to be applied. That way you can have kind of more efficient rule creation. You have confidence that your rules are working as expected, and you can test and iterate on these rules even more quickly. Now, our next section that we want to talk about here are going to be some of our omni-channel integrations that we are connecting with to make sure that we have deeper integrations and connector improvements. So you can basically accomplish more without having to switch back and forth between the other tools that you're using and front. First, I did mention a little bit earlier about voice. We do have some exciting improvements coming to voice. Starting with dial pad, we are actually going to be rebuilding most of our voice integrations from the ground up. At least with dial pad for now here to be released by the end of April, we are bringing calling directly inside front. So users will not need to have a plugin to open, answer, make calls, or kind of do those additional call actions like mute, hold, transfer. You will be able to listen to, search, and comment on voicemails, call transcripts, and call recordings. Something that I'm really excited about, agent availability will automatically be updated to busy when somebody is on a call. So this way, you wouldn't assign a chat conversation, for example, to somebody who is on a phone call because they are marked as busy. Front is going to be smart enough to know, hey, this person's on a call. Don't be assigning them conversations assigned to people who are not currently on calls. And something that is coming soon is that we will start to be able to include voice analytics as a part of front analytics. So basically, you can get holistic insights on all of your channels within front. And again, as I mentioned, we are basically here in April, starting with dial pad, with a plan to eventually roll out these updates to the rest of our voice providers. So again, currently with dial pad, we'll likely be rolling these out to our other providers, but stay tuned as we will make sure to share updates. We also have some exciting updates as it relates to WhatsApp. Previously, WhatsApp templates were only available via the Composer plugin, or it was, you had to kind of go make those changes inside WhatsApp directly. Moving forward, you're actually going to be able to create templates directly within the front interface, and you will be able to leverage those templates in the rules, in macros when sending out some of those auto responses that you want for your WhatsApp channels. A few additional improvements that we are making to connectors. First, you will be able to create connectors with multiple requests. So an example of this, let's say you want to create a connector that finds the status of an order. You may only have the customer's email. The third-party application holds the status of the order, may require the order ID. With this new improvement, you can actually just create one connector that will do two different requests. One is it would return the order ID to the customer, and it would also actually return the order status basically to the order ID from that first request. So that way, instead of having to build multiple connectors, you can actually create one connector with these multiple requests, basically streamlining your process that you've had to maybe do in the past. You will also be able to send attachments to an external application via connector. And we are working on more pre-built third-party connectors just out of the box. So you can see a few examples here: Salesforce, Monday.com, HubSpot, NetSuite, Asana, many, many more. So our team is hard at work at building even more of these kind of out-of-the-box connectors to make it even simpler to leverage the tools that you're already using and bring those into your front workflows. I do also just want to mention a few more updates that our product team is working on. These don't necessarily fall under any of those major pillars that we talked about at the beginning, but they are improvements to the admin experience, our mobile app, and even more. We just want to make sure that we're showing you everything that our team is working on, everything that our team is building, so that you have confidence that front is growing with you. First, we are actually, this actually, I believe, released today. So go ahead, refresh your front if you haven't. And this is an audit trail for admin activity. So you can keep track of basically any changes that were made inside front. You're able to see who made them, when they were made. To access this, just go to settings, preferences, and then you'll see a new section there called audit logs. Again, it was released just a few hours ago. So hopefully for those of you who are looking for this audit trail, you'll now have access to it. We will also start to release actionable recommendations for admins. So this is going to basically be a new hub for team leaders to optimize their front usage. So basically what's going to start happening in that admin hub, you will actually start to see very specific recommendations to your own front usage to make sure that not only are you leveraging new features that you have access to, but it is going to give basically recommendations on what you could improve, whether it's response times, whether it some of those metrics that are important to all of you. You will start to get these very customized recommendations directly inside your new admin hub. And just a few other improvements here that our team is working on over the next few weeks: creating linked discussions to help track internal to-dos, using message templates across SMS, WhatsApp. We chatted a little bit about the WhatsApp message templates and the customer portal. There's going to be an updated CSAT report layout. So basically that CSAT report that you see in analytics, that is currently on an overhaul and a refresh. And there are more improvements to our search, such as more flexible search terms, better ticket ID searching, and the ability to search for custom fields as well. A few of the recently released updates that our team has focused on. First, mobile app updates. So being able to create and edit calendar events in offline drafting. So now you can actually create those calendar events directly from mobile app. You're also able to download and read messages offline if you're on a slow network or you lose signal, or you were like me, kind of backpacking through the wilderness in Mexico and needed to sometimes look at my inbox. A few other search improvements that our team has made live here over the past few months. You can actually locate conversations by specific dates in custom fields. And there is refinement to keyword searches to include or exclude attachments in those searches. So these are just some of the things that our team is building that we are planning to release here in the next couple of weeks. While there are many, many more things that our team is working on, I do want to say that these are all planned here to be released if not by the end of April, here within spring. I have seen all of these questions in the Q&A in the chat. We will make sure to get answers to all of these questions. But thank you so much for your time and your attention. And we look forward to all of you leveraging all of these new features our product team is building for you. And Helena, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Cool. Thank you so much, Matt. Tons of great questions came in, and unfortunately, we don't have the answers to all of them. I wish that we did. So we're going to work with the various different groups of PMs on our side to make sure we get answers to all of them. Good answers, not just, whatever answers that we can give you right now. So thank you so much. If there's anything you submitted in the chat, move it over to the Q&A right now, just so we have a comprehensive list of everything that we want to answer for you. Like Matt said, they're going to get posted to the community. The link, again, I'm gonna repost it. Sorry, it's been posted so many times, but click on that link, click the subscribe button, and you'll get notified when we post the recording to today's session. And also when we answer all of those questions, you'll get notified. And yeah, so send that link out to any teammates who couldn't make it today, and they can catch up as well. So lastly, remember, you can find all your educational resources in Front Community. Start there if you ever have a question. There's so much content there, live office hours, etc. And yeah, so with that, Matt and I want to say thank you all so much for spending your time with us today. It's always such a treat to do this session and share our excitement and see yours and get feedback about the features we're launching. So Thanks again until next time, and we hope to see you around at office hours or on Front Community. All right, bye everyone.